Picture yourself humming an old song from your childhood, one that has not been on the radio for years. It's just a fleeting moment of nostalgia. But then, while running errands, that exact song starts playing in a store. It's not a popular hit, nor is it a song you'd expect to hear in a public place. This unexpected repetition of the song, from your thoughts to the real world, feels like more than just a coincidence making its way back to you. Could it be that the universe is trying to tell you something, pointing you towards a path you're meant to tread, or a lesson you're destined to learn? It's easy to brush off such occurrences as mere coincidences. After all, the world is full of coincidences. But what if there's more to it? What if these seemingly random connections are not random at all? This, dear listeners, is what Carl Jung would call a synchronicity. Synchronicity, a term coined by Swiss psychologist Carl Jung, refers to meaningful coincidences that seem too significant to be mere chance. These aren't just random occurrences, but rather, they are events intricately woven into the fabric of our reality. Jung theorized that these synchronicities are connected to something he dubbed the collective unconscious, a reservoir of experiences shared by our species over time. Imagine you're reading a book, and there's a particular phrase that resonates deeply with you. Later that day you hear the exact same phrase in a completely unrelated conversation. That's synchronicity in action. It's as if the universe is sending you a personalized message, a nudge to pay attention, a sign that you're on the right path. Carl Jung was fascinated with these meaningful coincidences. He saw them as evidence of an underlying order in the universe, a web of connections beyond our comprehension. In his view, these synchronicities weren't products of mere chance, but rather, they were the manifestations of hidden patterns and structures that bind us all together. Jung's concept of synchronicity challenges our conventional understanding of the world. It blurs the line between the physical and the mental, the objective and the subjective, the individual and the collective. It suggests that our inner world of thoughts, dreams, and emotions is somehow reflected in the external world of events and circumstances. This idea is not only intriguing but also empowering. This concept suggests that our minds are akin to painters with a canvas, actively contributing to the panorama of our existence. Instead of being mere onlookers in a gallery of life's events, we are the artists, diligently shaping and coloring the tapestry of our day-to-day experiences. It encourages us to look for meaning and purpose in our experiences, to listen to the whispers of our intuition, to pay attention to the signs and symbols that guide us on our journey. So, the next time you encounter a striking coincidence, don't just shrug it off. Instead, pause for a moment, reflect on its significance, and see what insights it might reveal. Remember, synchronicities are not just random quirks of fate, but meaningful messages from the universe, waiting to be deciphered. In the words of Jung himself, synchronicity is an ever-present reality for those who have eyes to see. So, let's open our eyes to the magic and mystery of synchronicity, and embrace the wonder and wisdom it brings into our lives. Synchronicities are not exclusive to any one culture or time period. They're a universal phenomenon, seen in everything from ancient Greek oracles to Eastern philosophies. The thread of synchronicity weaves through different cultures, traditions, and spiritual paths, illustrating a profound interconnectedness that transcends geographical boundaries and temporal epochs. Take the concept of Wu Wei in Taoism, for instance. Translated as effortless action, Wu Wei speaks to the spontaneous alignment of our actions with the natural flow of the universe. When we embrace Wu Wei, synchronicities often appear as signposts, nudging us along our path, reminding us to remain in harmony with the world's ebb and flow. Moving west, we encounter the law of attraction, a tenet of New Age spirituality. It suggests that our thoughts and feelings magnetize our reality, drawing experiences and synchronicities towards us. Seen through this lens, synchronicities become mirrors, reflecting our internal landscapes onto the canvas of the external world. In ancient Greek culture, oracles were considered conduits of divine wisdom, their cryptic prophecies often bearing the hallmark of synchronicity. Meanwhile, Native American traditions view synchronicities as signs from the spirit world, messages to guide us on our journey through life. Even in modern psychology, Carl Jung's concept of the collective unconscious proposes that we're all plugged into a shared, psychic network. Synchronicities, then, are like ripples on this ocean of collective consciousness, revealing deeper patterns that connect us all. From the Buddhist notion of interdependence to the Hindu belief in karma, from quantum physics to the implicate order theory of David Bohm, the idea of synchronicity reverberates across cultures and disciplines. It whispers of an unseen web of connections, of a cosmic dance choreographed by forces beyond our comprehension. Synchronicities, it seems, are woven into the very fabric of our shared human experience. They remind us that we're not just isolated specks adrift in a vast, indifferent universe. Instead, we're integral parts of a grand, intricate tapestry where every thread is connected, every moment is interwoven with meaning, and every coincidence might just be an echo of synchronicity. Quantum physics, with its strange phenomena like non-locality and entanglement, gives us a scientific framework to understand synchronicities. In the microscopic world of quantum physics, particles can be entangled, meaning that the state of one particle can instantly affect the state of another, no matter the distance between them. A phenomenon Albert Einstein famously called spooky action at a distance. This idea of non-locality, where actions in one location can have an effect elsewhere instantaneously, could provide a scientific basis for synchronicities. Renowned quantum physicist David Bohm proposed a theory that takes this concept a step further. He proposed the implicate order, an ultra-holistic cosmic view where everything is interconnected. In this order, any individual element could reveal information about every other element in the universe, much like how individual synchronicities can offer insights about the broader course of our lives. Bohm used the hologram as a metaphor to explain this structure. In a hologram, each part contains the whole within it, so if you were to cut a holographic film into pieces, each piece would still project the entire image. In the same way, every part of the universe, including us, contains the whole universe within it. This idea echoes the notion of synchronicities, where seemingly unrelated events mirror each other, suggesting a deeper, underlying connection. And what about time? Einstein's theory of relativity tells us that time is not as linear as we perceive it to be. Instead, the past, present, and future coexist simultaneously. Could this explain why a thought or dream we have today can seemingly predict an event tomorrow? Are synchronicities simply instances where we're peeking through the veil of linear time, catching a glimpse of the interconnected web of events that make up our lives? Perhaps synchronicities are a manifestation of these quantum connections in our everyday lives. Synchronicities can serve as signposts on our personal journey, prompting self-reflection, guiding decisions, and spurring psychological growth. These meaningful coincidences can often appear during times of transition, or when we are faced with important decisions. Reflecting on them can provide us with valuable insights into our own lives. Consider this. You've been contemplating a career change when suddenly a friend, with whom you haven't spoken in years, calls you up and talks about her fulfilling new job in the very field you've been considering. This synchronicity might serve as a nudge, a reinforcement of your intention, urging you to pursue your desired path. Synchronicities can also lead to profound personal and spiritual growth. They remind us of the interconnectedness of all things, of the intricate web of relationships that make up the universe. They can encourage us to move beyond our egocentric view of the world, to see ourselves as part of a larger whole. But how do we make sense of these synchronicities? How do we interpret these significant coincidences? Well, it requires a balance of intuition and rationality. While our rational mind might dismiss these occurrences as mere coincidence, our intuition, on the other hand, might sense a deeper meaning. It's about learning to trust our inner voice, our gut feelings, while also employing our critical thinking skills to discern the potential significance of these events. And remember, synchronicities are deeply personal. What may seem like a random occurrence to one person could hold profound significance for another. It's important to remember that the meaning of a synchronicity is ultimately determined by the individual experiencing it. In recognizing and interpreting synchronicities, we open ourselves up to a deeper understanding of our own lives. We become more attuned to the subtle rhythms and patterns of the universe, and in doing so, we create space for growth, transformation, and self-discovery. But how do we make sense of these synchronicities? How do we decode these messages from the universe? Well, the first step is recognition. It's about being present and attentive to the world around us. Noticing the patterns, the repeated symbols, the echoes of thoughts and emotions in our external reality. It's about realizing that a repeated name, a song lyric, even a chance encounter may be more than mere coincidence. Next, we need to interpret. This is where intuition and rationality must walk hand in hand. It's important not to jump to conclusions, but also not to dismiss these experiences outright. Look for the meaning, the connection to your current thoughts, feelings, or circumstances. Remember, synchronicities are deeply personal and often reflect our own inner world. For example, if you've been thinking about a career change and you see repeated job advertisements that align perfectly with your aspirations, it might be a sign. Or if you've been missing a loved one, and a song that reminds you of them keeps playing on the radio, it could be a message of comfort. With an open mind and attentive spirit, we can learn to read these cosmic signposts. Thank you for embarking on this exploration of life's synchronicities with us. As we continue our individual journeys, let's remain attentive and open to these magical events that defy reason, yet resonate with meaning. There's a universe of connections waiting to be discovered, and your experiences might just be the missing piece someone else needs. So don't hesitate to share your stories and insights. As we part ways today, remember, the eyes of the past are the windows to the future. Until next time, stay curious.